The transmission. Mission. The transmission.
Computers.
Transmission. Mission. Transmission.
Computers.
Transmission. Mission.
Hey. You are live with Lady Justice Liberty Press and Mr. Amazing from Amazing Audits.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Please stand by. We are about to begin. Okay, everybody, we had to switch devices there for certain technical concerns. Are you hearing us 5x5, Mike Stevens? Please let us know in the chat before we begin. Lady J, they particularly need to hear your voice. Would you say something?
I hope everybody is doing well today.
Very good. I don't want to get the wrong, so we gotta close out this window here. And I can use my MacBook. All right, so everybody, thank you for tuning in. Today we are going over using artificial intelligence chat large language model, particularly OpenAI GPT upgraded version for use in criminal defense in our Aurora, Colorado case. Today we are going to go over evidence collection and the submission process. So you'll be able to stand by, and we'll put the phone calls on speakerphone so that you can hear everything that is discussed and take notes, and you can learn how to do this your own self and submit your own evidence and learn as much about the evidence process today as we are going to learn together with you. So thank you for climbing aboard with Lady J1A and Mr. Amazing today. Please make sure you thumb up the video, leave a comment, tell us where you're watching from. If you know of any process or anything, we will be monitoring the chats here on this device, and we will, please pull up the YouTube chat, turn it down, and we will be listening and we'll respond to you, and let's collaborate together and learn together on what it takes to, when you're brought up on these fictitious charges, when you're out there doing the thing you do, and the officers use excessive force of the law, you will know how to go about a pro se defense using help from a chat GPT large language model. Okay, let's begin. Eric Miguel, thank you for being here. How is the sound? Lady J, ask him how the sound is.
How's the sound? And Eric Miguel, thank you for climbing aboard.
Okay. get my computer out, and I think you're gonna call Aurora and find out how to submit the evidence, am I right?
That is correct.
That's one of the first things we wanna learn, so when we're done with today's task, we can get it submitted to the right location. Some of the video is over an hour and a half long, so it's not something we can just email them like we have been doing our documentation. It would be many gigabytes, and so outside of the parameters of Gmail.
Yeah, it is a long, lengthy video, that is true.
We do have a few eyes in here right now. Thank you everybody for being here. Lady J, give them an extra special thank you, would you?
Absolutely. Thank you for each and every one of you that has climbed aboard today for this process. We're going to dig deep and learn this process together. And if anybody out there has any knowledge of something that we might need to look at, please drop it in the chat below. Drop it in the comments section. And while we're doing that housekeeping, please don't forget to thumbs up, like, share, subscribe, and spread the word all over social media.
That's right, man. This is an important topic. People are subjugated in this nation today because they lack the knowledge. And we're some of those people. Like, we're learning it here with you guys right now. And it's a very important topic that I believe has the potential to maybe not free us, but it can empower us more when we are, I guess, submitting ourselves to this lawfare, this court maritime law that they subject us to. And you need to know how to navigate that. And that's why everyone goes, well, you have to have an attorney. Well, having an attorney is great, but not everyone has that opportunity in life. I don't have that opportunity in life. I can't afford a defense attorney. The state of Colorado, if they're not seeking jail time, they don't provide an attorney for you. And violating your 5th and 6th Amendment, you are, I believe, supposed to have an attorney at all times when jail is possible. So obviously, if I'm in a courtroom, I could go to jail.
Yeah, if they find you contempt for some reason because you don't understand the process, you can find yourself in jail. So even by that, you should have an attorney with you, kind of holding your hand, if you will. But
all right, we have 9:46 a.m. local time. I'm gonna go ahead. Do you have the number for the Aurora Municipal Courthouse?
I'm getting that right now.
I can get it for you.
Oh, okay. You're such a fast typer.
No problem. Pull up the map. 303-739-6444.
303
739-6444. Aurora Municipal Court. 6444.
So that's 303
739-6444.
Okay.
Okay. Stay tuned, everybody. Ring that bell, hit that thumb, drop a chat, share on your favorite social media sites.
Support information line. To listen to the system in English, press 1. Para escuchar el sistema en español. If your summons is for DUI or expired license, press 1. If you received a collection notice, press 3. For a department listing, press 4.
Can you guys hear the phone?
For address and hours of operation to the Aurora Municipal Court, press 5. For general ticket information or to make a payment on your Aurora Municipal Court summons, press 6. At any time, press star to go back to the main menu. To repeat these options, press pound.
Pound. Sorry.
I think it
If
might
your
have been
summons
6.
is for DUI or expired license, press 1. If you received a collection notice, press 3. For a department listing, press 4. For address and hours of operation to the Aurora Municipal Court, press 5. For general ticket information or to make a payment on your Aurora Municipal Court summons, press
There's a baby out there, in case you guys
At
are
any
wondering.
time, press star to go back to the main menu. To repeat these options, press.
We'll do
Please
6.
note, not all summonses can be paid over the phone or internet. If you have your summons number, press 1. If you do not have your summons number, press 2. At any time, press star to go back to the main menu.
1 or 2?
Please note, not all summonses can be paid over the phone or
Okay.
internet. If you have your summons number, press 1.
That would
If
be
you
the
do
1.
not have your summons number, if your summons contains a letter, enter that letter now. If your summons does not contain a letter, press the pound key. If you do not have your summons number, press star. Press 1 for J, 2 for K, 3 for L. Enter the numeric portion of your summons number, followed by the pound key.
This was a J summons, everybody.
The summons number you entered is for last name, Torres. If that is correct, press 1. To
No.
re-enter, press 9. If your summons contains a letter, enter that letter now. If your summons does not contain
It's
a letter,
J.
press the pound key. Press 1 for J, 2 for K,
It's
3
9.
for F. Enter the numeric portion of your summons
You
number,
guys hear
followed
all
by
right?
the pound key.
3, 1, 4, 4, 9, 4, pound.
The summons number you entered is for last name, Duvley. If that is correct, press 1. To re-enter, press 9. For upcoming court information or to make a payment, press 1. To verify a payment has been received, press 2. To speak to a court clerk, press 0.
I'm
At
going to
any
press
time,
0.
press star to go. Please hold while your call is transferred.
I'm going to speak to a court clerk right now.
Aurora Municipal Court, this is Carolyn. How may I help you?
Yes, Carolyn. I'm calling to find out, how do I submit my evidence to the court?
Did you get a ticket?
Yeah.
You're in Aurora, Colorado?
For your
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I'll transfer you to the city attorney and they'll answer your questions on that. Okay?
Thank you, Carolyn.
You're welcome. The attorney's office, how can I help you?
Yes, this is for the city attorney.
Yes, this?
I'm trying to find out how I submit my evidence to the court.
Okay, what type of evidence is it?
Well, it's pro se for trial.
defense.
You can email it to the general email box, or you can bring it in, depending on what it is.
Okay,
Is
it
there-
paperwork?
well, there's paperwork, but I also have video evidence, and the thing is, it's really hard to clip up,
You
To-
can't clip it up.
I
It
can't
has to be
clip it
given
up.
in total.
so how do I submit that?
What do you mean you can't clip it up? I don't.
So Gmail allows you to send like 2 gigabytes. The video file is high quality video 1080p file, and it's many gigabytes more than
Okay.
that.
Then you would have to put it on a flash drive and bring it in.
And it would be okay to mail it then, certified mail or something like that? We are not in Colorado.
Oh, you can mail it.
Wonderful. Who would we put that to the attention of? City attorney?
Yes, the city attorney's name. Do you know who the city attorney is?
No, ma'am.
Do you have your summons number?
Yes, I do.
Okay, what's the summons number?
It's J as in Jack, 314494.
So the city attorney's name is Ileana Chavez.
Can you spell that for me, please?
Iliana. The last name is Chavez.
Okay.
CHAVEZ.
Okay,
You need to make sure you put your summons number on there.
with summons number, okay.
Oh yeah, I think we're gonna need her email for discovery submission. Can we get her email, please?
The general email is capital C as in cat, A as in apple. The word general with a capital G at auroragov.org. You also need to include your summons number.
Okay. And then, what was the, mailing address for, Ms. Chavez?
14999
Okay,
East Alameda Parkway. Aurora, Colorado. 80012.
80012. Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
okay. Thank you very much for your time
You're welcome.
on that. Have a great day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay,
So I believe what we'll have to do is we'll have to, so I don't understand. I thought you needed to give a filed copy to this other side. The evidence has to be submitted formally to the courts. I feel like we needed to ask more questions during the conversation about just general submission of evidence. That would be how we would share, like after we filed the evidence with the court,
we would submit
then
that
we
to
would
her.
give them a copy.
Okay,
That's how evidence is shared through discovery, I believe. And like I said, it wouldn't be, so you could send, I believe you can submit evidence however you want with the courts, but when you share discovery, you're gonna wanna do it all at one time, like they did with you, just to give this rapport that they're not overly having to work too hard to go through.
to look through all the email
Yeah.
links or whatever.
Yeah, you wanna be at a fairly professional level with them. You don't want them to be angry with you because things came in different threads.
Well, exactly, and honestly, they should honestly be, not pursuing this. There is evidence that I have of us, we had a bona fide, legitimate lead. We were there as press, we announced ourselves as press. There was clearly a breakdown. I mean, the video shows.
Well, I think we were talking about this yesterday and we found a couple of flaws in our defense, which we need to be honest about with at least ourselves. That way we could provide a proper defense when these things come up in the court, should they come up in the courtroom. And what I'm thinking is, you said something about possible language that I used for sure, and you reiterated after I used it that may be what they're talking about. Am I right?
Could be.
Mm-hmm. So if you're there as press, but you don't do it in the time, place, manner guidelines, then you could open yourself up to
Other things.
yes, to getting citations like this and stuff. So we will be more protective of ourselves in the future.
Absolutely.
But we did
learn.
We did learn that even though there have been literally hundreds of case precedents set in First Amendment cases, it is still not understood even by judges and attorneys. Your defense attorney is unlikely to understand all of those hundreds of case precedences, plus the murkiness of things that are in between the lines that have not yet been commented on by justices or ruled upon in an open court setting. So these types of defenses are really scary, really. Like this could go either way. And it all depends on how savvy you are with First Amendment and defenses and prosecution thereof, basically. Mm-hmm. So, like us, how are we going to be able to read up on hundreds of First Amendment cases that are relevant to our charges?
Probably not.
Probably
not hundreds, and
So-
that's being honest.
Good. So I think we have here on the screen, you guys are seeing the chat GPT that we've been using for our defense. Let me pull up, actually, let me tap you guys out for a sec. You can listen in. We're gonna turn off the camera for a sec, I think. Wrong camera. Great, thank you for staying tuned, everybody. Gregory just popped in. Thank you, Gregory, for saying hi and leaving
Hey,
a thumb
hey.
and a chat.
Thank you.
Yeah, the cameras are off. We're gonna have audio for a little while. Let me get my AI on the screen first. And then I literally I'm wanting to create like an AI legal defense chat bot that could function as a example of a lawyer. Obviously, it can't be a lawyer.
Right. It could kind of steer you in the right direction. And of course, you should always get your advice from an actual attorney, always.
So like you guys seen last time, oh, hold on, I think I removed us now. Okay, so like you guys seen last time, we used the chat GPT to form a motion for dismissal, which they said that they will see in court during the trial, is with the response that I got back from the courts. And so we are going to file an amendment, I believe, not today, but later we are going to file an amended motion to dismiss, which has incorporated all of the local Aurora, Colorado cases that are prudent, plus state Irizarry versus Yahia. Shout out to Liberty Freak. Thank you for all the work you've done. Please hit us up in our email if you get wind that we need your help right now. Anyways, we are using your case precedents as our defense combined with Aurora case precedents.
Thank you for everything you had to go through in order to make that precedence.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, anyways, guys, we're gonna incorporate all of the constitutional, state, federal, and Aurora local and Arapahoe County cases that we can find where it supports that we were acting as press and that this case shouldn't be a case, it should be dismissed.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna ask the ChatGPT about Aurora, Colorado evidence submission. Pro se evidence submission. Okay, cool. You guys are seeing what I'm seeing, right?
Hey, we've got James in the house.
James Freeman?
No.
Who do we have here? James Geick. Thanks for the thumbs up, dude. We appreciate that a lot. Gonna have to subscribe to your channel.
Absolutely.
I can't spell today, guys. Bear with me, okay? I'm nearly illiterate, so. And we're just getting off to a slow start. Bear with us. We're gonna get into making the answers come faster, interacting with the ChatGPT, and bringing you guys a better understanding of how this all laces together, okay? Evidence submission is a very important part of any criminal defense. My ChatGPT is being slow. I wonder if they would make it faster if they knew that I was live streaming this. Right? Not a very good commercial right here that they're making right now. When preparing to submit evidence for a pro se criminal defense in Aurora, Colorado, it's important. And it just stalled right there.
Oh.
We're gonna stop it. I'll go back up here and try to Wait, hold on.
Oh.
It started to go somewhere.
Well,
It does get a little glitchy sometimes, guys. I think it depends on your internet connection too, and my MacBook is using the free Wi-Fi available where we're at.
yeah.
Okay, I'm not sure what this has to do with anything.
Please like, share, subscribe, spread the word all across social media. And if you want to make clips, you're welcome to do so.
I don't know why it isn't
This
working.
is for educational purposes. We are trying to learn together as we navigate the courts of Aurora.
You know, I did forget something here too. When you're talking with your chat GPT, you need to be specific. I'm not telling it that this is a municipal Aurora, Colorado municipal case. Pro se criminal defense evidence submission, okay? Otherwise it was gonna tell me about a state or county case evidence submission, which is not what we need to do. I wanna know about the process, how to go forward like a professional attorney would, or any person who is savvy about providing a, you know, pro se defense. This is going nowhere quick, it's so funny. Let's read some chats. What have you guys been up to? Thumbs up, guy. James, guy. What do you guys know about evidence submission? How do you think a criminal defense attorney would go about doing this? I figure they have a web portal to deliver all this stuff in, where they have, right?
Absolutely. They
Special
probably don't have
access.
any, they're not, they're not limited to only 2 gigabytes or whatever they're sending around
Yeah. They're
back
not
and
using
forth.
Google.
And, yeah, they're not
They're
using
like
Google.
case text or something, some kind of case management resource that they won't let us use with them, which is horrible.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, it seems to have understood what I was asking it to do, the steps for submitting evidence in
Fabulous.
Aurora, Colorado Municipal Court. Let's blow it up. Okay. Review local court rules. Obviously, that's what we're trying to do right now. I'm going to ask it to search the web for number 1. Okay.
Okay, we've got somebody that's saying that ChatGPT is horrible or is terrible.
I mean, I would need to know more about the argument, honestly. We're lawyers using unpaid versions of ChatGPT because the paid version is a much different experience.
Yeah.
Also, we will cross-reference the facts before we submit the documents.
Fabulous.
Right, thank you for the warning. Obviously, it does say down here at the bottom, ChatGPT can make mistakes, check important info. So when you sign up for the upgraded version, that's one of the things that they make you read first.
Right.
This isn't a way to get, it's not a substitute for any professional or thorough work that one might perform, okay? So it's just a tool. Now, if these lawyers who lost their jobs tried to use a tool as a substitute for their work, like in a plagiaristic way, then they should be fired, right? I mean, that's not working as a criminal defense attorney. That's basically doing what we're doing, right? I mean, And I'm gonna do better than that. So
Right.
anyways,
Well, you're trying to figure out the steps of submitting evidence, and I think we're doing fine.
I
so
love the
far.
chat though. Thank you
Yes,
very much.
thank you.
If
Yeah.
you could help us go over number 1 here, we are going to search. I'll tell you, I have used ChatGPT just as a conversational tool to talk with it about legal cases. A friend of mine too has shared the same sentiments, but he actually got his cousin or brother or family member off on a case. The lawyer was like, "How did you know that?" And he was like, "I searched it on Google." I mean, the ChatGPT is a knowledgeable source of information. You do need
Right.
to check it, just like talking with anybody. You can't just,
Absolutely.
yeah, it's a conversation. You need to check your facts. But ultimately, it brought a lot of things to my attention that are real, such as affidavits of truth, motions for, what was that? I can't remember what it is, but there's many things though that it can bring to your attention that you didn't know about that are real things. You look into them and find out that it does apply or could apply.
Right.
So, I mean, this is what I have available, and if you guys have something more available, I'm super happy for you. But in my case, I'm kind of reliant on who I could talk to. And right now, one of the tools I'm using is talking with ChatGPT. Anyways.
Yes, I would agree. Eventually, it would be nice to have an actual AI that was more private and more trained for courtroom drama, if you will.
So that actually becomes a conflict of interest, actually. So does this right here. So these chats with ChatGPT or your artificial intelligence, large language models or whatever, or even your Android helper or whatever, your robot helper, they could be made to testify against you in your trial.
Ooh.
So the details that you
That's
share
serious.
with this chat GPT are not private. They are not protected. This isn't like your bride or something. The things you talk
Not
about
like your
will be
bride.
used against you in a court of law, man. It's almost like talking to a cop a little bit, it feels like, but
A little.
I mean, well, more like a mandatory reporter maybe, or somewhere in that range of things. Anyways, don't share too many details about your case, you know? You're just using these as tools, guys.
Yeah, it's just
That's-
another tool for the arsenal, so to speak.
It's a
Yeah.
conversational tool.
Yeah.
This thing is still working on the last one.
Hey, we've got Tasha Teeling in the house.
Oh, hi, Tasha. Thanks for tuning in. Good to see you.
And
How's life at the camper? And I hope they're not treating you too badly right now. And the GPT is not working very fast. I'm going to take it off the screen just because it's a little embarrassing. I'm embarrassed for GPT at this point.
yes, Tasha, you are correct. This is a serious subject matter. Anytime you encounter
Charges.
encounter
Whenever
charges.
you're going to go to court.
Anytime you're going to court, it is very much a serious subject.
Life-changing.
Yeah, it could be life-changing.
Usually is life-changing.
Mm-hmm.
At least for temporary. I don't know if that's what, but if your life's temporarily changed, then that's life-changing.
Yeah.
All right, so now I'm gonna ask it about searching for the proper court procedures and the specific requirements or limitations for submitting evidence in Aurora's municipal court. Thank you for reading the chats while we're working on this.
Hey, we've got poor dirt farmer in the house. Fabulous having you aboard with Lady
Hey, PDF.
Justice, Liberty Press, and Mr. Amazing.
We love you, dude. Thanks for being
I
here.
absolutely do love poor dirt farmer. I've had the privilege of actually meeting him along the way.
I was just thinking how I'm not going to be able to get this GPT to read to us because the StreamYard would be blaring right through. Oh wait, I can mute this tab though, I think, actually, hold on. Mute this site. Okay, there we go, that should work. We'll be able to play the audio whenever this thing gets done. So it's giving me an example right now. Example description for evidence submission. Let me put that back up on the screen so you guys can see that. So here's an example description. You might have, here's evidence, you know, video file 1, description, video recording, capturing an interaction between the defendants and police on March 17th. That was the day that we got our ticket. At the scene of the incident shows the defendants maintaining a respectful distance and using non-provocative language. Neither of those things are true. We were there specifically challenging the lack of yellow tape for the crime scene being put up, and they had the amount of time to do it in.
Well, exactly. Earlier in my live stream, you'll clearly see where we are absolutely thanking certain officers for taking the time to mark out the perimeter areas of a yellow tape. And when we discovered that another policing agency was also on board that evening, a policing agency that doesn't even touch where we were at.
But we had previous contact with,
Just like
regarding
a couple of weeks prior.
caution tape, police tape.
And wanting to stand on the people's rights out there on open public sidewalks.
This is true. Everybody, it was horrible. You guys, I'm sure most of you were there, but we were in North Glen, I think it was.
It was North Glen.
And there was a North Glen officer, Jeffries there. Jeffers was his name, actually. And they absolutely were horrible to me during their interaction while I was filming for a Stringer.
They were not very nice with me either. They allowed the citizenry to accost
and degrade
and absolutely press, and even though it was even known. So we kind of let Jeffers know that evening we'd be watching him.
So on March 17th, on the night when we got our citation by the Aurora police officers,
yes,
we let the policing agencies know. I told them I am going anywhere there is not yellow tape. So you guys better have the yellow tape up. And that was well over 30 minutes in advance, I think it was. At least 30 minutes in advance of the whole thing happening down on 22nd and Dayton. So
yes, it was several minutes anyway. And so clearly, my point is, if they were able to put the yellow tape up at the beginning of the video, and they already had it established and put up when we got there, down the road a couple of blocks that was still part of the scene should have had more than ample time to also display their yellow tape and make their perimeters already up, but did not.
Fantastic point, Lady J. Well put, well put. They had plenty of time to put up the yellow tape, and that was particularly the reason why we were there, was to criticize the use of yellow tape or the lack thereof. So we were conducting First Amendment activities and engaging in healthy criticism of law enforcement.
Absolutely.
And we received an excessive use of the law.
Well, we were also there on a Stringer gig as well. So, you know, there's many things at play here that night. I don't know. Payments were made for Stringer. So anyway.
No, we're in a municipal lower court. Tasha, we'll put your chat back up in a second. Porter Farmer, we're in the lower Aurora, Colorado municipal court. Tasha. Well, I got my co-pilot and the chat GPT, and we're working on this. I think they may have done some sabotaging with regards to all the professional areas. the professionals were scared that we're gonna learn how to do their jobs. So I believe they collaborated with the GPT people for sure. There seems like there would be some, that would make sense. Anyway, she says, I found a Copilot to be a lot more reliable than a Chat GPT. I think they sabotaged Chat GPT in regards to legal information. The best response I can give to that is that I used to use Chat GPT and it was worthless. Okay, like the free version, I archived it. I was never gonna go back to using it again. A friend of mine turned me on to 1983 Legal Eagle Chat GPT he created, and I had to buy the upgraded version. And the upgraded version is much different than the free version. All right, so, and it still hasn't completely answered me. That's what I mean though too. If you notice that it is putting in the thought power and the work power, guys, that's part of the reason why it's delaying so long. It's Colorado, I don't know. It's probably that Douglas County Sheriff Sergeant. Let's listen to it.
Hello?
Linda, my name is Roger. I am with Pop Cells. We are an online marketplace for votes in.
All right, sorry. Not what I thought it was, guys.
Yes, Roger, can I give you a call back later if you don't mind? It would be better for me. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Sorry, it said Colorado. I thought maybe it was that sergeant. We've been having some interactions with the Douglas County Sheriff's Office. I'm trying to get a ride along next week for Lady J and I to ride along and hopefully film like cops on location sort of thing in Douglas County, Colorado next week. Also, we have made some complaints about Officer Hall, Deputy Hall's interaction with us the other day. They seem to think that it's lawful to run someone's license plate no matter what. If it's in public, they have the right to do that, they told me. So.
Even though they had no interaction with you, or you had no interaction with them.
How do you guys feel about that?
Please drop your thought and your opinion in the chat below. Yeah, that stinks. That really stinks.
Okay, so the GPT didn't do what I wanted again. I'm taking it off the screen. It kind of stalled out. Oh, you're looking good at least.
Well, thank you.
Misfeasance is the act of engaging in an action or duty but failing to perform the duty correctly. Misfeasance refers to an action that is unintentional. However, malfeasance is the willful and intentful misperforming of your duty, right? So we might want to look misfeasance. That would be a good word to use in our briefings.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Tasha, for that little tidbit, that little breadcrumb, if you will.
Don't go in a Social Security office, I guess. Trust me, I've been 86 from multiple Social Security offices, and you have to go in there to get your services, right? So it's horrible. Yeah, Florida is bad. We didn't like it out there very much. Arkansas was not much better. The laws are just crazy. So
I love the beaches out there in Florida. But, yeah.
Okay, so I couldn't get the GPT to do its thing for me. She's right. And right about now, it would be better to just have a co-pilot giving me some conversation, because it's so stuck right here on demonstrates the peaceful conduct of. Anyways, I'm gonna go back up and try to read what it said, guys. We'll duplicate a tab.
Well, thanks so much, Tasha. Anyway, I will look at this word. I will also see what Black's Law might have in regards to this word.
Yeah, we do have the revised 9th edition of Black's Law.
11th.
11th. I have the second edition on my phone, but it's
Mm-hmm.
kind of in an unusable format for me.
Yeah. So Mr. Amazing is right now working Chat GPT.
Yipper.
Trying to figure out,
Number 1 right here where it says steps for submitting evidence in Aurora, Colorado Municipal Court. That's where we're at right now. We're reviewing the local court rules for procedure so that we can understand the specific requirements or limitations for submitting evidence in Aurora's municipal court. That's the first step. So it says to visit the court's official website or call the court clerk for guidelines on evidence submission. So they've been less than helpful to us. Next, we need to collect and organize all of our evidence. So that's an important part of evidence submission, is you have to get it all collected in one place. That's what I was saying, like coalesced into one file. So you could just share the file over and then share the file to the other side. That way you ensure that all your relevant evidence is gathered, which may include your video files, photographs, documents, and witness statements that support your argument or your defense. Make sure you organize your evidence chronologically or thematically. Label and number each piece for easy reference during court proceedings. So you're going to want to say, in our evidence submission, we listed evidence 1 that was a video file, and so you can easily reference those later during court proceedings, and the other side won't raise too many objections because they had an understanding that you were going to talk about that already.
exactly.
Supporting documents that explain the relevance and context of each item. Action. Write a brief description for each piece of evidence. Include how it supports your defense, the source of the evidence, and any pertinent details like dates and locations.
Okay, so number 3 here was, and I'll go ahead and put it back up on the screen. And you guys could listen in. I'm not feeling exactly photogenic right now, so who could blame me? Have you seen my face?
Oh,
I'm just kidding.
be nice.
Hey, you gotta put a little jokes
Gotta
in
be
here for
nice
people,
to my
man.
friend, man.
Gotta put a little jokes in here for people so they know that we're real nice people and we could take a joke.
Yeah, we can
Have
joke.
a sense of humor. And anyways, so can you guys see what I'm looking at here? We're gonna prepare the supporting documents. So each piece of evidence will need to have an accompanying document that explains the relevance and context of each item.
I'm not seeing that, what you're,
Oh, well, let's see.
oh, there it is. Okay,
And you're about 15 seconds behind, so I think we're looking good.
okay.
All right, thank you, though.
Fabulous. Thank you. I
Are
just
there any
wanted-
new chats? Again, like I was saying, you want to accompany each piece of evidence with a supporting document that explains the relevance to the case and the context of each item. Write a brief description for each piece of evidence, including how it supports your defense, the source of the evidence, and any pertinent details like dates and locations. These help both sides that have an understanding of what your defense is, so that the other side can make arguments, against you, and then you can more easily make your arguments for your defense. File a pretrial motion, okay? File a motion to ensure the admissibility of certain types of evidence. This is particularly important for evidence that might be disputed by the prosecution. Draft a motion that outlines why each contested piece of evidence should be considered by the court. Cite relevant legal standards and precedences. So I guess we'll need to file, I didn't know anything about this, we'll have to put this in our notebook, but we'll have to file a pre-trial motion. Okay, that makes sense. So in absence of a pre-trial hearing, or maybe just in accompanying to a pretrial hearing, you will file a pretrial motion that will ensure the admissibility of your evidence, particularly for evidence that might be disputed by the prosecution. We will draft a motion that outlines why each contested piece of evidence should be considered by the court, citing relevant legal standards and precedents. So that's a nice little project right there. Number 4, number 3, these are long-term things. It's going to take us a few weeks to gather all the evidence, organize it chronologically or thematically, prepare documents for each piece of evidence. Can you guys see how much work this is? I think our evidence is one video. So, but if you were involved in a more complex case and you were trying to proceed pro se, maybe you didn't trust your criminal defense representation or something, you were doing it on your own, this is a lot of work, guys. Imagine if you had 100 pieces of evidence, or 40 even, and you needed to prepare documents for each one. And you know, if you didn't do this right, the prosecution's gonna have all of your evidence thrown out.
Yeah.
And you'll have no case. Like, you'll go in thinking you have a case, and your case would just vaporize in front of your face, and then you'd be like there with your thumb in the wrong place. You know what I'm saying? Like, so we're gonna make sure that we take care of those things, and we'll go down the list of the process some more. Number 5, prepare for authentication. Ready evidence for authentication, verifying that it is what you claim it is. This is crucial for the court's acceptance. Plan to have individuals ready to testify about the authenticity of the evidence. This might include yourself, witnesses, or experts.
Hey, Jack. Thank you for climbing aboard with Lady Justice, Liberty Press, and Mr. Amazing.
Jack of Jacks. Yeah, thank you. Is it Jack? Is that Jack off Jack? Same guy?
No, different.
Jack's different. Okay, sorry, I don't want to mix you guys up. So once you've done all of that, you would submit your evidence to the court. Officially submitting your evidence to the court as part of your case file, you would follow the court's specific procedures in your jurisdiction for submission. This may include delivering physical items to the court clerk, uploading digital files to court-managed system, which is what we were asking about.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure we can. I'm going to look it up. I think that, well, I know the state does, but Aurora Municipal is separate. They don't have these sorts of portals and stuff. Or presenting them directly at a pretrial conference or hearing. So, are we having a pretrial conference?
I'm having a pretrial conference on May 31st at 9 a.m., I do believe. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to be there. Then after we have officially filed our evidence with the courts, we will serve the evidence to the other side, the prosecution of the city of Aurora, their city attorney, Ileana Chavez. We will have to share everything in a discovery that they call it discovery when they give it to you. When you give it to them, it's just quid pro quo, I think, or something like that. We will ensure the prosecution has access to the evidence that we plan to use as required by law. Provide copies of all evidence to the prosecutor's office, adhering to the rules about the timing and method of delivery. So, I'm going to ask it to search the internet for the rules about the timing and method of delivery. That's the other thing, like the previous chat GPT, the unpaid model, it is limited to like data before 1992 or something like that, or it's not recent. And it doesn't have the ability to search the internet. It won't know about anything you ask it about that happened since like 1992 or something like that. They're totally different models, guys.
Yeah, that is true.
The other one, I barely even consider that an AI, because if it's disconnected, is it even learning? Like, and if it's not learning, is it an AI? I mean, like, I really feel like you're right, that there was something very sus about the free version. a different experience with the upgraded version, guys. Search the internet for rules about the timing and method of delivery. So I'm just gonna copy and paste, search the internet, try to make this fast for everybody.
Osgood Black says, ask for discovery during a traffic hearing.
A traffic hearing.
Yeah, and watch prosecutors scramble.
Oh yeah, that's true. He's right about that one. Have you practiced that before, Osgood Black? And I haven't seen Osgood. Good to see you in here. You got a wrench, and if you're back from a long trip away from Lady Justice Liberty Press, thanks for being here. Make sure you thumb it up and ring that bell so you don't miss out on any new discoveries that are coming down the pipeline here. I'm going to be doing my pro se defense at my Pueblo trial too, so you guys will be able to come along with us on that discovery.
Absolutely.
Okay, record keeping. Maintain copies of all the records of all submitted evidence and correspondence with the court and prosecution. Keep organized files, including receipts of submission and confirmation of delivery, to avoid disputes over what the prosecution or court received. So they're sneaky and they'll go, well, if they think they can, they'll go, well, we didn't get that. We didn't get that evidence, Your Honor. And then Your Honor is going to go, oh, well, they didn't get it. Can you prove that you submitted it? And if you can't prove you submitted it, they're going to throw out your evidence once again, okay? So every single part of this is like fighting wolves, man, right? Like they're going to use anything to get at your throat, man, with this. So you have to keep your birds in a row, all right? Your ducks in a row. Example description for evidence submission. When submitting a specific piece of evidence, such as video recording from the incident, your supporting document might look like this. Recorded by Jamie A. Bates. Yours truly. Demonstrates the peaceful conduct of the defendants and supports claims of exercising lawful free speech and press rights. So we are challenging that on other grounds, guys. We believe that we partook in healthy criticism, which, although it did get loud, did not arise to the level of disturbance of the peace, that no disturbance was created. There was no public disturbance that took place. Under the law in Aurora, Colorado, the disturbance would have to be substantial. So I believe that's what it said. It would have to be a substantial disturbance. One guy coming out of his house and then asking or complaining about us being there doesn't qualify. That is excessive use of that law.
With as many residential areas that was around in that area, only having one person make a complaint, and I'm not even too sure if that wasn't even asked about, you know, from Aurora Police Department, if they didn't try to invoke or
Yeah, we know what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
It's all right. We know what you're trying to say. If they
solicited
it.
Yeah.
That's it, exactly. And so we don't think they did. I actually did hear a guy come out of his house and he was complaining about us. But that second part of our defense is also, the lesser part of our defense is going to be that all of that arose from fruit of the poison tree. Okay, so if they had up the yellow tape in the first place, or if they had been willing to put up the tape in the first place, instead of telling us to imagine that the tape had been installed, then none of the actions after that would have occurred.
That's right.
And
It
the
was
disturbance would have never occurred.
It was lazy policing, inappropriate policing, and they ended up stepping on our First Amendment right to be there as press and to object to how they were acting in themselves. So
Absolutely. Well, I hope we've been live. We've been live, right, guys? Traffic courts are good battlegrounds. That's true, because you're not usually looking at jail time on your traffic offense.
That's
So
true.
it's just gonna cost you out of your pocket a good deal of money if you should get points on your license, right? So, it's a good thing to fight for, money in your pocket, instead of going to the man.
Oh, we've got Nick in the house. Hey, hey, hey. Thank you for climbing aboard with Lady Justice, Liberty Press.
Yeah, look, Tasha Teeling, what she said. I have had signed green stamps proving delivery, and they still lie and say they never got it. Wow. Freedom, Nick Person, man. We're glad you're here. We love your comments. It always makes me smile. It always makes me smile when I see your comment. Okay, thank you so very much. Okay, continuing on, we had some more conversation with ChatGPT here. We'll let you listen in. We're gonna shuffle through our notes and stuff. Back to what we were doing. To gather specific details on requirements or limitations for submitting evidence in Aurora's municipal court, including formats of submission, deadlines, and any other procedural nuances, you should review the local court's rules directly from reliable sources such as the Aurora Municipal Court's official resources or directly from court administration. So, court administration, let's take a note on that, please, that we need to get a hold of the court administrators. We haven't been talking with them, and since they're the administrators, they will be up on the process.
Okay.
And the court administration is different in that they have been entrusted with the courthouse. And so they're the administrators. They're not part of the justice portion of the court, I don't believe. This is administration. It's different. You see what I mean? So they wouldn't necessarily be wanting to work against you or have an attitude for no reason, I don't think, like maybe some people involved in the justice might, when they hear that you're representing yourself pro se, or they just don't like what you're saying.
Right, right.
So it says that it has gotten us a step-by-step guide to ensure that we follow the proper protocol. Of course, we will double check with the websites, which are probably linked below. If not, I know how to search for the website. And let's go on.
Fabulous.
Review the Colorado Municipal Court Rules of Procedure. I'm going to ask it to review online. Review available online info of the Colorado Municipal Court's Rules of Procedure. These rules provide comprehensive guidelines. So I'm going to ask it to do that for me. That's another thing. You don't just stop here. You have the thing do more work. You ask it, okay, well, number one, we want you to flesh that out. Give me all the details that I need to know, so to speak. It's still working on my last query though, so while my search box is getting long here, we have more info to go over, guys. We will contact, like we just said, we're going to contact the Aurora Municipal Court directly, given the local specificities that might apply to our case. We're going to contact the court directly, and they can provide the most accurate and relevant information. I can reach out via phone or email to inquire about the specific requirements for submitting evidence in our case. Well, you guys want to hear that phone call?
Sure.
Leave a chat. Get enough chats, we'll make that phone call right now, guys.
Chat it up in the chat.
Let me find that number for you. What happened there? This wasn't on the stage, or was it? Okay, that's weird. It wasn't there when I looked.
It's 303 what?
Court administration is 303-739-6444. It's the same phone number as before.
Yeah.
You'll just ask for the office of the court administrator, Candace Atkinson, the court administrator. You kind of don't want to piss her off, probably. You may need her help in the future.
Oh, you think that's how that works, huh? Yes, calling gets the best results. You are so correct, Nick. We're gonna do that right now.
Yeah, I love calling and then threatening them with an in-person visit. Like, if you don't give me the information I want on the phone, I'm gonna have to come down there and see you, man. You don't want me to do that, do you? And all of a sudden, the whole thing's like, no, sir, let us get that information to you over the phone, please.
So, we're gonna give them a call.
Candace Atkinson.
Candace Atkinson at 303-739-6444. And what are we gonna ask her?
Well, that's simple. I have that question right here.
Thank you for calling the Aurora Municipal Court Information Line. To listen to the system in English, press 1. Para escuchar el sistema en español, if your summons is for DUI or expired license, press 1. If you received a collection notice, press 3.
It's 6.
For a department listing, press 4. For address and hours of operation to the Aurora Municipal Court, press 5. For general ticket information or to make a payment on your Aurora Municipal Court summons, press 6. At any time, press star to go back to the main menu. To repeat these options, please note not all summonses can be paid over the phone or internet. If you have your summons number, press 1. If you do not have your summons number, press 2. At any time, press star to go back to the main menu.
Press 1.
If your summons contains a letter, enter that letter now. If your summons does not contain a letter, press the pound key. If you do not have your summons number, press star. If your summons contains a letter, enter that letter now. If your summons does not contain a letter, press 1 for J, 2 for K, 3 for... Enter the numeric portion of your summons number, followed by the pound key.
31449.
The summons number you entered is for last name, U-T-T. If that is correct, press 1. To re-enter, press 9. If your summons contains a letter, enter that letter now. If your summons is press 1 for J, 2 for K, 3 for L. Enter the numeric portion of your summons number, followed by the pound key.
31449.
The summons number you entered is for last name, B-U-B-L-E-Y. If correct, press 1. To re-enter, press. For upcoming court information or to make a payment, press 1. To verify a payment has been received, press 2.
There's no option for court administrator Candace, guys.
0. At any time, press star to go back to the main
0?
menu.
Pressing 0.
Please hold while your call is transferred.
Getting hot mouth a little bit there. Yay me.
Aurora Municipal Court, this is Casey. How can I help you?
Casey, we're trying to get a hold of Candace Atkinson, the court administrator.
Let me see if I can find her number. I'll have to put you on hold really quick, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
wish she would have gave us the number.
Mhm. They probably protect it very well.
I'm sure. I'm gonna email this City of Aurora Access website, access@auroragov.org.
Well, not even an answering machine is answering the phone.
It's messed up, man. Call them back, ask for the phone number. Let them know, please.
Absolutely.
Thank you for calling the Aurora Municipal Court Information Line. To listen to the system in English, press 1. If your summons is for DUI or expired license, press 1. Please note, not all summonses can be paid over the phone or internet. If you have your summons number, press 1. If you do not have your summons, if your summons contains a letter, enter that letter now. If your summons is press 1 for J, 2 for K.
Oh my gosh. Annoying.
Number followed by the pound key. The summons number you entered is for last name D. Payment, press 1. To verify payment, please hold while you call.
Make sure you get her name. Whoever picks up the phone, we want her name.
Yeah.
It's crazy that she didn't give it last time, did she?
I think it was Lacey.
Oh, she did.
Yeah, is this, you said your name's Steph?
Dusty.
Oh, Dusty, sorry about that. I am trying to get a hold of Candace Atkinson, the court administrator.
Okay.
And I have called and I was transferred over there. Nobody answered, nor did an answering machine, so I could leave a message.
Is it okay if we get the contact information?
I'm gonna transfer you to her assistant, okay? And
Thank
she'll be
you.
able to give you that information, okay?
Thank you.
Okay, just one moment.
Why can't we talk to her? Like, why can't we have the contact information for the people that hold the office that we entrust them with?
And they're listed out there.
They're not a
on-
protected person,
They're
please.
listed out there on their website. You know,
Now watch, why can I get more cooperation from the internet, something that is a private, I don't own, than I can get from a public servant? It works for us. This makes no sense. Watch, here, I'm gonna look it up right now. I'll get the information faster than their uncooperativeness.
well, it's gonna give you that 6444 number.
No, it isn't. Might be one of the things it gives me. Yeah, why can't we have that information? They hung up on us.
They hung up.
See that, guys? Well, what do you guys think? I think you guys should give them a call now at this point. We can't even get a hold of Candace Atkinson. How come? What's going on? Why is she so protected? Let's give them the phone number, 303-739-6444. Why don't you guys give them a call and find out why Candace Atkinson, court administrator, detention director, cannot be contacted?
We've got some legit questions about an upcoming case that is in the works. And her information is on the internet through Aurora to give her a call with this 303 number. You know, we've called to try to talk to her twice now, and it's kind of a little daunting and extremely rude,
Yep,
you know, honestly.
let's call back. I think we also need to we need to switch rooms.
Court information line. To listen to the system in English, press 1. Para escuchar el sistema en español, presione el número 2. To reach Arapahoe County Court, press 1. To reach Adams County Court, press 2. For photo resolution.
That's not even, why is that coming up? Okay, 303 739 6444. The City of Aurora Court Administration.
Court information line. To listen to the system in English, press 1. If your summons is for DUI or expired license, press 1. If you received a collection notice, press 3. Please note, not all summons. Please hold while your call is transferred. There are currently 0 calls ahead of you.
I think they're messing with my phone number.
You're not messing with your phone number, dude. Everything's good. I just,
Thank you, calling Aurora Municipal Court. This is
Michelle, I am trying to get a hold of the court administrator, Candace Atkinson, and this is now my third phone call trying to get a hold of her. The first time the phone rang and rang, nobody answered, not even an answering machine. The second time I called, Dusty told me that she would transfer me to her assistant, and I was hung up on, or the phone, it was hung up. Anyway, so I'm trying to very patiently to get back to get a hold of her because I have some questions that pertains to a case. That's the reason why I'm trying to get a hold of the court administrator.
is there some reason we can't have the contact information for this public official?
Is there a summons number that maybe someone would be able to answer some of the questions you might have?
Is there some reason that we may not get the contact information for Candace? It's questions that she can answer.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Is there some reason why we cannot get the contact information for Candace? We have questions she can answer. Is it required that we have a summons number?
Well, I mean, if you were asking about a particular case.
I'm not.
summons,
I'm asking about procedures.
I'm sorry, say again.
I'm asking about procedures, ma'am.
You're asking about procedures, okay. Hold on just one moment, let me see if I can get someone on the line for you.
Thank you. But she won't give us the contact info.
No,
Why not?
I don't
We're
know.
calling the mayor next, dude. You see, this is what happens when you try to avoid us. You're gonna create a bigger problem for somebody else up the ladder, and they're gonna be pissed off that they had to talk to me. This is total freaking baloney, man. This is the type of disrespectful shit, man. These people take our fucking money, man, and they treat us disrespectfully like this. Pisses me off, man.
Well,
How
I
dare
don't-
they? How do
I
they
don't
even
blame
sleep at night? You know what it is? They're all EEO hires. That's why, man. They don't even care. They don't even care because they're not going to fire them, and they didn't get the position through the same means as everybody else. They get the position because of special circumstances, special considerations. Oh, they can't answer our questions about court procedure because if you don't know the procedure, you can't. You know, and then if I ask for a continuance from the judge because his court has been uncooperative with us as far as learning how to get procedure, I mean, they're not going to grant the continuance, right? Because there's a process, a speedy process that they have to adhere to. So
That's true. That is true, because you have to do things within so many days of such and such thing taking place.
I mean, that's what we're trying to figure out. Why is it a problem for us to get it figured out? Like, why is that a problem? It should be readily available information that they're willing to give to us in, you know,
Exactly.
conversationally. Irritating. Did you go find out about the reservation?
Yeah.
You made for the study room?
I think it's for one.
Okay. So apparently this contact information is a secret, guys, for this public official that is at the very top of court administration.
For holding this, sorry, by the way, I'll go ahead and get you transferred.
Sure. Getting transferred to Trina, guys. All this information should be available online. Frankly, I should be able to go right to Candace's photo and name, and all of her contact information should be there for our use. What good are these officials if we can't contact them? Hello?
Thank you for calling Aurora Municipal Court. This is Trina. How may I help you?
Trina, hi. My name's Jamie Bates, and I had some questions today regarding evidence submittal procedures and that sort of thing. Is Candace available?
Just a moment, please, okay? I'm sorry, what was your name again?
My name's Jamie Bates.
Yeah, we're still one.
It's in one.
Yeah,
All right, you want to transfer us in there?
sure.
And I'm gonna handle this phone call?
Absolutely.
Hopefully. And we're back. How long were we dark for, guys? Yep, we were getting the runaround. I think my cell phone died. We were live streaming on mine. We're going to give you guys proper audio now. Using her phone. I'm going to pop mine on the charger. We were plugged in, but live streaming consumes a lot of battery usage, and sometimes they run down anyways. So I'm putting my new notes up on the wall. We are in the evidence submission process, and we are trying to find out the exact procedures, deadlines, and formats that these need to be given in. Also, guys, never mind. If you do feel like tipping, though, please see the tip links. There is a need. I don't want to discuss it during this live stream, but our daily needs may go unmet if we don't get a little help. The procedure, the deadlines, and formats for submitting our evidence. Once again, thank you for staying tuned. If you're just now tuning in, what we are doing is we are learning how to represent ourselves in criminal defense cases pro se. And part of the process, we use artificial intelligence, large language models like GPT to help us as a tool to get information and conversational tool. It's like a collaborator, somebody you can collaborate with and think up new ideas and different out of the box stuff as well as standard stuff.